It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Tuesday, the 27th of August. I'm Michael Groff. It'll be another hot one out there this afternoon. Temperatures topping out near 110 degrees once more. But you have noticed, if you've stepped outside, that the moisture is starting to creep back into the area. Humidity levels will gradually come up once more. We do have some high clouds out there today. And chances of showers and thunderstorms should return to our part of the state, at least on an isolated basis tonight and tomorrow. But as we get closer to the Labor Day holiday weekend, it sure looks like we're going to start to dry out once again, and storm chances should be confined to mainly the higher terrain of northern and eastern Arizona. And we have to start to wonder, how many more opportunities are we going to have for storms here in the lower deserts before the monsoon season is over? I know it's a little early to get into that, but not really, especially given this monsoon that we've had so far this year. All right, let's talk about it. The almanac from yesterday, 110 degrees, the afternoon high. Yeah, we did it again. We're creeping ever closer to that all-time record for the most number of 110-degree days in a year. We're just 2 away now. 84 the morning low, 105 and 83 are the averages. 117, that record high from back in 2011. Outside now, just before noon, we've got scattered clouds out there. 100 degrees at Sky Harbor. Dew point sits at 52, 20% the humidity. Winds light, barometer 29.94 inches, and steady. The upper level weather pattern across the nation, that trough that brought in all this drier air over the last few days, well, now it's lifted out across the northern plain states. It brought some severe storms to the upper Midwest last night and early this morning. Continues to move east, and the threat of severe storms will be moving with it. But as it's moving away, the flow aloft here across Arizona will start to switch back out of the south and southeast for at least some moisture moving back into the area for a chance at some showers and storms. The watch warning map still have those heat advisories, excessive heat warnings for parts of the western and central Great Lakes states, places like Milwaukee and Chicago, Indianapolis. We also have a severe thunderstorm watch right now across western and central Michigan to include places like Muskegon, Grand Rapids, Traverse City. Elsewhere, out here in the west, some high fire danger concerns. And in Maricopa County, oh yeah, it's our old friend, the air quality alert issued by the Arizona Department of Environmental Quality for elevated ozone levels. And we do have tropical storm watches, or actually tropical storm warnings, for the islands, or at least for the waters surrounding the Hawaiian Islands. Again, we'll get into that in a moment. All right, the convective outlook, that standard slight risk of severe storms to include places like Chicago, Muskegon, Grand Rapids, Lansing, Detroit, Indianapolis, and further eastward into parts of Ohio, Pennsylvania, western New York. That severe weather risk is there. In Arizona, we're in the green. Thunderstorms, at least in our part of the state, shouldn't be a problem this afternoon, but we could see a few storms developing in the overnight hours and early morning tomorrow. Keep in mind, this outlook runs through 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. The tropics and the Pacific, count them, 3 storms on the board. You've got Hone, and that's moving away from the Hawaiian Islands. It's a tropical storm. It's weakening. You've still got Gilma, and that is still a hurricane, and then behind that, there's Hector. All right, now let's talk about this. So this is Gilma, hurricane. Category 1 right now, minimal hurricane. Continues to move to the west-northwest. This should just kind of skirt past to the north of the Hawaiian Islands, but may still bring some gusty winds and some showers and storms there. Obviously, this will be kicking up plenty of surf and will be a threat to those away from the islands, obviously the waters surrounding the islands and all of that, and that's why we have those tropical storm warnings. But in terms of a direct hit on Hawaii, that shouldn't be a problem, especially because this storm will be weakening as it approaches the Hawaiian Islands. Somewhat cooler waters surround the islands, especially on the northern side there. So this shouldn't be a major high impact kind of a situation. But again, gusty winds will be a problem, so keep that in mind. All right, here's the rainfall outlook for us, valid through Tuesday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix, probably nothing. Statewide, any precipitation should be confined to the east, central, and southeastern portion of the state, maybe a shower or two up along the rim. That's going to be it. Most of the rain is over in New Mexico and points to the east because monsoon opportunities for us, not many to be had this forecast period. We'll talk about that right now as we get to the models, take a look at things. Here we go. This is the GFS. It's the 12Z run, and it's valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. All right, we've got a trough over the Pacific Northwest, moving east, well north of Arizona. And for us, the flow aloft is gradually going to start to shift back out of the south and southeast. So what it means for us down at the surface for the rest of the afternoon, mostly sunny to partly cloudy, hot, highs 107 to 111. Widely scattered showers and thunderstorms develop across east, central, and southeast Arizona, and with more of a southerly to southeasterly component to the steering flow aloft, those storms should start to move toward the lower deserts, but not till this evening or overnight. Kind of are relying on a pretty robust thunderstorm complex to develop down there and push some moisture into southern Arizona tonight. So maybe some sort of outflow boundary or gravity wave could touch off some storms overnight. And that certainly is what the high-resolution guidance is showing. So let me show you this, okay? This is our high-resolution rapid refresh model, the HRRR. And this is an animation, the simulated radar product tonight. And you can see a few storms may be propelled toward the lower deserts, but mainly overnight, starting maybe around 11 p.m., midnight, 1 a.m., and move through then. Again, not widespread, just isolated storms. So don't be surprised maybe if overnight you get a few raindrops, a couple of rumbles of thunder. Is this going to be a widespread thing? No. And again, I think this is... like we have seen many times this season, just isolated to widely scattered storms that kick up overnight thanks to an outflow boundary. All right. Otherwise, overnight lows tonight should generally be in the upper 70s to mid to upper 80s or so. And tomorrow, a few showers and storms around in the morning. Maybe if you get kicked up again in the afternoon, partly sunny, high temperatures fall back a bit to around 101 to 105. But if we do get those overnight storms, early morning storms, the chance that we'll see anything tomorrow afternoon is fairly low. Not zero, but doesn't look all that great. And then Thursday, rain chances don't look to be very good at all. Widely scattered storms maybe for the rim country, the southeastern part of the state. I don't think we're going to see anything here in the lower deserts. The chance isn't zero, but it's well under 10%. And high temperatures should be around 102 to 107. All right, as we head toward the Labor Day holiday weekend. Now, this run of the GFS is a little bit more generous on moisture. All right, so here's Friday. Widely scattered, maybe even scattered, afternoon and evening showers and storms over the higher terrain. Northern, eastern Arizona. Maybe a storm gets into the lower deserts if this run of the GFS is taken at face value. So the chance is small, but an outside shot at a storm here in the lower deserts Friday afternoon, Friday night. We don't have that in the forecast right now because I just think the chance is too small to include. We'll watch future model runs and see. High temperatures 103 to 108. And pretty much that's going to be the story going into the weekend. The GFS still a little bit more robust than previous runs on showers and storms Saturday too. Widely scattered to scattered showers and storms over the higher terrain. Northern, eastern Arizona, maybe an isolated storm in the lower deserts. But at this point, we're keeping the forecast dry for Saturday, 104 to 108. Less storms on Sunday, fewer storms even on Labor Day, because at some point, even though ridging is north of the state, it starts to get scooted off to the east thanks to another trough coming into the Pacific Northwest. Such is the case as we move into September typically. And so that looks like we're going to start to dry out here, and temperatures will still be around 104 to 109, somewhere in there. All right, here's a week from today. This is Tuesday, the 3rd of September. Troughing sits along the Pacific Northwest coast, a ridge over the northern plains. Unfortunately, that doesn't look great for monsoon activity around here either. Going out 10 days. This is Thursday, the 5th of September. We've got a 588 ridge sitting to the north and west of us, a northwest flow aloft. And that is the exact opposite of a monsoon flow. Normally, you want to get monsoon moisture in here, you need that east or southeasterly wind flow. In fact, yeah, we're going to have a northwest flow, it looks like. Now, 588 upper heights, actually around here, they'd be closer to 585 to 588. That's not bad, but with dry air, we should still fairly effectively warm up during the daytime hours, so highs would still be, I'd say, anywhere from about 102 to 107, so slightly above seasonal averages for early September. Nothing crazy by any means, nothing record-breaking, but dry conditions to continue. No real shot in any monsoon activity if this is right. All right, looking at rainfall for Phoenix off the GFS ensemble. This goes out through the 10th of September. It's pretty dry. The ensemble mean about a quarter of an inch. European ensemble extremely dry. The mean is a couple hundredths of an inch. That's it. Most of the members show nothing at all over the next couple of weeks. And this is why I start to wonder, because now we're going out here toward the 10th of September on these model runs, okay? And again, things can change. This is not set in stone, but you got to start to wonder when, we're going to get into this fall pattern where either you have ridging that sits to the west of us and these troughs that kind of frequently suppress the subtropical ridge from building over the Rockies, which is sure looking like that's already happening. And so we start to get into this fall pattern. And so I kind of think that's where we're headed. Long wave weather pattern sure looks like it favors that going forward. All right. I know it's the bearer of bad news. All right, then temperatures off the national blend of models. And unfortunately, whether or not we do see more monsoon activity or not, it sure looks like, given the presence of ridging, and even though the ridge isn't as strong, drier air ultimately probably comes in here for next week. And so with relatively limited soil moisture around, I think we would still fairly effectively warm up during the daytime hours. So even though the heights would be down a little bit, temperatures would still be above average, and it is certainly conceivable we could hit 110 at some point out there next week. All right, that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is back here tomorrow morning. Should you happen to enjoy these videos, then be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell. Leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. If you really like what we do here, then you know what to do. Click that thanks icon below the video. Make those monetary contributions. Or you could donate directly to me via PayPal, grofshow@gmail.com. That's the PayPal address, grofffshow@gmail.com for PayPal. The executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my one and only, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name, Sweet Child Arizona. Talking about my Michelle. Check her out. Check out her videos. Check out her site. Check out everything Michelle related linked up down in the description. And you can also check out our streaming station, available 24/7, 365. It's called KMGX. We play a ton of music. We have a lot of fun with that. That is also linked up down in the description. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. All of your continued support. It is so greatly appreciated. We really could not do these videos without you. Please, please be safe. Stay cool, stay hydrated out there, and have yourselves a beautiful rest of your Tuesday.